Happy Monday. You are listening and or watching Phonecast. This is episode 86. I am your Warlock host, Belle. Tonight, as you can see, we're missing some people. I'm over the tech issues. I'm over the internet issues. I am over it all. We're going to be your three musketeers in this evening's entertainment because I have finals and we're already late and a lot of stuff. So we're going to try to entertain you, just the three of us, and hope that we are equally as funny as we think we are. Tonight we are going to be talking about a lot of things, and more importantly, interesting thing that's going to be happening is the state of celebrity NPCs in-game. We're going to talk about all that, and there's going to be a Bell rant in there, so make sure you guys don't miss that. We're also going to be talking about a few things for the Winter Veil. That's happening tomorrow, which by the time you guys see this, it's already live. The new Storm Dragon models are going to be pretty good. But we're going to be talking about that and much more fun and hopefully fuckery. So stay right here.
World of Warcraft trade chat. Troll-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In Azeroth, the dedicated players who call out these asshats are members of an elite squad known as the Phonecast Podcast. These are their stories.
I did bring I brought two of the Riders of Rohan with me. We've kind of left. We don't abide by that motto of no man left behind. If you're having internet issues, we don't give a fuck and we're going on without you.
Come on without me, okay?
Yeah, pretty much. Frieza, to be honest, I'm not going to lie to you guys, he was supposed to be on, but he was watching Game of Thrones. Or Walking Dead, whatever the fuck he was watching, and he didn't get the phone call or the text message or anything.
Red Tube.
Yeah, and then poor Lycan, he had to drive 5 miles in the snow with no shoes to contact his internet service provider, who's apparently having an outage. It's just been a day for them. So, but I did manage to bring the shaman who slurps his soup from a fucking bowl. Huge bloke.
I take offense to that.
I had to watch it. It was offensive.
It wasn't soup. It was noodles. It was 2-minute noodles.
That's called soup in America.
Aussie thing. You put noodles in your soup? That's
we put soup in our noodles.
No. Well, I was hungry. I rolled out of bed and I was starving Ethiopian and I had to eat, so I gobbled them down and made a mess of it.
Have you ever had Ethiopian
and I took out
food?
my shirt.
Don't. Hats is going to do it. It's happening, guys.
Have you ever had Ethiopian food?
Wait, let me get my piece of paper because I feel I'm going to need it.
It's going to happen. Just wait.
Have you ever had Ethiopian food?
No.
Neither have they.
My brother told me that joke last week and I pissed my pants.
5 minutes in, Ethiopia.
You know how we do. Well, noodle slurping and all, we are glad that you're here because without you, this wouldn't be happening because you guys are all I have because the other two are in, I don't even know. I did also bring the Boomkin who now has a degree something. I don't know what it's in, but he has a degree. Hots for shots.
Electrical engineering technology. There's my full name for anyone who wants it. But yeah, freaking. It's an associate, so 2 years into freaking learning how to wire something to say, okay, the light bulb turns on. So, it's fun, it's exciting, but I'm already on an adventure for a second degree now, so it'll be more fun to come.
Gonna be greedy.
There are people in other countries who don't have any degrees, and here you are trying to get more.
Well, I bet you they are really good hunters. I'm really good at going to Walmart. I'm just saying.
I don't have any, and you're gonna have to. Oh.
I'll share.
With your fancy education and your big words.
I'll share one.
Every time somebody says a bunch of big words to me, I'm like, listen, nobody likes people that are smarter than them, so if you want me to keep being your friend, I'm going to need you to knock it off, because I don't like people that are smarter than me.
I don't think we're ever going to have that problem, are we?
Well, you have your moments. Yeah, soup noodles.
We had a dust storm that knocked out the power, and there was an issue, and Belle was like, it's this, and I was like, no, it's not. And she was like, what makes you an electrician? Well, the fact
Okay,
that I was
but
going to school for that.
getting your degree in electrical fancy just means in electronics. It doesn't mean you know all the stuff about all the things for the electric, from the power plant and the hamsters and the windmills and shit, right?
Well, I mean, I'm still learning the hamsters part. That comes in the bachelor's.
Naturally.
But it's pretty I guess.
See, when you two start talking technical, this is my face.
I can't. So much even I can't. So let's talk about something that's kind of funny. Now, so I've been out of it the last couple days because it's finals week for me, and it hasn't been fun for me. It's been shitty, and I haven't had not a whole lot of game time. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes this mesmerizing fruit hat. In my notes, I typed hate. That's how out of it I am, the mesmerizing fruit hate. This mesmerizing fruit hat. You're going to travel to Pandaria. You're going to go to the Valley of the Four Winds. You are going to seek out, underneath the ramp of a random house, there's going to be a pile of random fruit, and you're going to click it, and it's going to give you this Chiquita banana, the Chiquita banana chicken hat. But that might not be it. I don't know what that was. I don't think that was Chiquita banana. The chick with the big knockers in the hat. Anyway. That might be more. I don't. Sure, you're racist. The coordinates in Valley of the Four Winds, in the Imperial Granary, is 5263. Right under, there's a little ramp that goes up right underneath it. You're gonna loot that. Now, this gives you a hat you put on in your garrison. When you put it on your garrison, it gives you an hour-long buff. Great conga line forms, and it's not your followers, it's all your workers. So if you're Alliance, all your little miners, and if you're not Alliance, all the little orcs and stuff, they form a conga line. If you have Pepe on your head, Pepe does stack with the hat, so Pepe will be sitting in the center of the hat. Now, this is pretty legit because you're just randomly walking in your garrison. You've got like this conga line behind you, so we're digging it, right? Here's the shitty part. The buff lasts an hour, but if you leave your garrison and come back, you still have the buff and there's no conga line. Everybody's just like, we're over your shit. We're not going to follow you anywhere. There's no conga line unless the cooldown on it goes away and you can rebuff it.
Where did this even come from?
I don't know. It was the fucking weirdest shit ever.
You know where this came from? The
aliens and the
Friday
night party.
Friday night at BlizzCon, we made the Congo line across the Hilton, and
this came from, they all had that fancy party where they all dressed in the stuffs, and they were all sitting around like, how can we make they're all drunk and taking shots, everybody at Blizzard, and then the hat comes along.
Let's make a Congo.
And I pay credit to that, because that's where some great ideas come from. Unfortunately, this is not one of them.
Well, and here's what I think it is, and we pretty much know how Blizzard is, so people are going to start to get restless because there's no content. They're trying to keep people happy, and we've talked about before, like with the implementation of Pepe. That was a strategic marketing move, and it was fucking genius because everybody's obsessed with that little bird. This is another one of those things. I, for one, as soon as we're done, even though I have a final to take after this, I'm going to go log in game, I'm going to go get my damn hat, and I'm going to have a fucking conga line in my garrison. Why? Because reasons. I just want...
Is it already in game?
Yeah, it's already in game, and it's amazing. I literally, people are, they're conga lining, and there's hats, and...
We finally legitimately have a reason to RP walk and go
There's no, music, I don't think. I don't know. Murky, which is Peanicorn, he was on, and he was showing me the stuff because I was doing the show prep in Zoom, and he was showing me this stuff. So, yeah, so pretty cool.
He was showing you his things, huh?
Not the Peanicorn. I do get to see that on a daily basis because he is in Zoom, and it is stuck to the wall, and it wobbles. Occasionally, he just gives it a little flick, and I don't really know if that's what you're supposed to do.
High five. Boing.
Yeah, he just gives a little nudge, and everything is all good. So keep in mind, if you use it and you leave, you're going to have to repop it when you get back in your garrison, even though you still have the buff, because if the Conga people aren't going to follow you, they're pretty much over your crap. Battleground event will be starting by the time you guys watch this. We are just ending the time walking, so get prepped for the battlegrounds. Make sure you get in there and get your extra honor. It's a good way to gear alt, so make sure you do the things and the stuff with the people.
I like it, do it, cha-cha.
Now.
Oh, here we go. Settle down, folks. Put your safety helmets on. Maybe
So
even a seatbelt.
before we get in, because we have
Go
stuff
down.
about the peaceful Murlocs I want to talk about, and I want to get into some new stuff for the Feast of Wind. You know what? We're going to save that for last because that's going to be the best part. We're gonna save that for last. I'm gonna give you guys the news before because bloke's gonna bait me, and I know he is, and he's gonna make me say inappropriate things about other people in the community, which I don't like to do. So I'm gonna try to stay his little self right there. And we don't have Lycan here to not.
You foiled me this time.
Lycan has like the perfect poke and prod for
Yeah.
every single person.
I know he does that. So peaceful Murloc. So the Murlocs have ravaged the shore of High Mountain. High Mountain's going to be one of the new zones for Legion. And the king, Murgle, he's basically a night elf in disguise as a Murloc, and he's back. He makes his appearance back. I don't know if that's considered a spoiler. People are going to find out about it because it's news. He's basically teaching Murky how to be a respectful Murloc and to treat the environment better than the past generations of Murlocs. So basically, Murlocs are going to stop going through your garbage on your front porch and acting like a bunch of baby kids. They're actually going to be nice Murlocs because King Murgle's like, hey, by the way, I don't appreciate
Did
your...
they just PG Murlocs?
So, it's
they did.
called the Next Generation, and the Claudacity is going to be these quest lines where you're gonna get to see the new high definition version of the Murloc models, which I'm pretty happy for because they're still not anatomically correct. I don't see a penis or a vagina on these Murlocs, so I'm not really sure how. I don't know how we tell if they're guys or girls, except that you can tell that when it's a female because she's got lipstick. But it's really weird to me that that's the identifier.
Nowadays that could be a guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if that's the identifier, we're really in trouble. And are they unisex? How do they procreate? Do they mate? Do they lay the eggs and then they're like the grunions and they go fertilized? Like,
Red lipstick.
yeah, like how? How do you? Let's take a poll. If you guys are watching this right now, I want you to comment on the video and tell me how you think Murlocs were born. How do they do it? Is there an egg fertilization? Is there a horizontal mamba? Is there a...
We're going to use Lich King for this.
Bareback riding. I don't really know what that was. So since we're waiting...
I don't understand how it's meant to work. Because neither of them.
Well, I mean, they're two different Murlocs, obviously. One is murky and the other is the slightly older version.
But they still have to do things.
I mean, if you want
Well,
maybe they lay eggs and then like baby tadpoles and they evolve.
Tadpoles?
Tadpole theory. I'd go with the tadpole theory.
But I mean, I don't know. It's kind
You
of
know
weird.
what? I'm going to go on Twitter right now and ask the devs.
Ask the devs and find, hey, where the fuck do Murlocs come from? Just Pwnecast needs to know this. You should say it just like that. Where the fuck do Murlocs come from?
I could see someone responding in blue letters saying, a big stork comes down and delivers this very big basket full of Murlocs.
Like, I don't know if anywhere in the lore, if it was ever stated, like, there's a tadpole. I mean, obviously Murlocs are always by the sea, but I don't ever go into the sea and see little Murlocs.
They have their lakes, too. They have freshwater Murlocs. They have saltwater Murlocs. They have... I'm gonna need the listeners to weigh in on this.
So if you're listening, please make sure you comment and tell us, where do you think Murlocs come from? Did it start with a Murloc or did it start with an egg? See, this is why you should watch Pwnecast every week, because we ask the questions nobody else gives a fuck about, because nobody else cares.
That's pretty accurate. Actually.
We ask the questions that are intriguing and deeply insightful, and we want to know the meaning of life.
If I get a response from the Warcraft devs, I'll update it by the end of the show.
And yeah, Jesse, I love that. If they respond during the show, that's going to be awesome. So, they're all the grown-up, all the adult Murlocs are going to be having the new high-definition models. I still want a baby Murloc because they're adorable, which they are babies, which that's why I'm saying Feast of the Winter Veil. It's been revamped just like all the other stuff as far as what you can get here. Now, this starts by the time this airs, and it goes until January 2nd. You need the Merrymaker achievements, which I think is a set of 12, in order for you to be able to get what a long, strange trip it's been for the Proto Drake. Now, I want to talk about the stuff because they did add some new stuff in game. The Minion of Grumpus is essentially the war Yeti that you get from challenge modes. Same skin. and it drops from a grumpus in your, there's a quest you're going to go on, and this quest in your garrison for you to get these supplies is going to take you to Frostfire Ridge, and you're going to kill the grumpus, and with killing the grumpus, it's a group effort, I guess they say, but that does make a chance the drop is like it's going to be something everybody farms, just like they do the Headless Horseman, because the drop rate's crappy. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be a thing. So, I mean, I'd ride him. Well, I mean, let me
No, it's too late. You've
I've
thrown
railed,
it.
and
Damage is done.
there's no like in here to reel me in, and no Frieza to make
I
strip.
don't even know what a grumpus
I'm
looks
just
like.
upset that we didn't carry this over into Lycan's getting something put in the game form, a grumpus. Like, that's...
Oh, did we get a response back?
Are
you watching? I feel like we're getting a response live, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna have to interrupt the show so that I can check our Twitter.
No, it was our good friend Stone.
Oh, Stone's trying to help make this a thing.
Yeah.
That's
But,
not what his mom. Okay.
But it wouldn't surprise me if we do get a response from them, because they are generally pretty quick.
Yeah, they're the deaf. They don't
And
really
they
have real lives.
have-
They're just sitting in their little dev machines pumping out stuff because they're not allowed to have real lives. They have to be
It's really a robot.
Yeah.
It's a robot. And
did you say robot? Robot?
Robot. It's a robot. It's a robot.
It's
It's a
actually
robot.
Siri.
Yeah, it's Siri.
Siri just asking all the tough
A robot?
questions.
I can't even. There's so much even I can't. So the Grumpus, you will get the quest from your garrison. It is a daily quest because you also have to use it to get the decorations, which we'll talk about in a minute. So another new item is the red wooden sled. This red wooden sled, you're going to get to sit on the sled and be pulled by another player, and you can also put your battle pet on a sled and pull your battle pet. So here's the thing. You have to give Blizzard credit because they're really trying to... I love that they're keeping it and they're not like Starbucksing and changing everything because they're afraid of offending World of Warcraft players when it comes to Winter Veil and Merry. Like, they're bringing things that are essentially what Christmas is known for, even though they're not calling it Christmas. I love that Blizzard's refusing to waver because we're so afraid to offend people that we don't even talk anymore because I'm afraid anything I say is going to offend HOTS, and everything I say probably does.
Well, you can see the list that we have going in wariness of offending people. But I think it's always been one of their strong points, regardless of not just Wintervale, but all the holidays. Like, I've seen the argument come up a few times of, oh, why don't they have this holiday and that holiday and this holiday? And they generally tend to be very locally specific. So the ones in game are slightly more globally recognized and just tweaked just enough that, you can tell what it is really obviously. But I love the fact that the community just doesn't care. They're like, there's no comparison between, oh, it's a real holiday and this and that, whatever else. Like, it's just it's holiday time in game, and they get in and do the bits and pieces and enjoy it.
People probably won't really know this, but that gold pig that you get from Recruiter Friend, that was from a holiday in China. I want to say in like 08, 09, something like that. They did something for specifically China, and everyone probably doesn't know that China has their own separate set database. Like, undeads aren't undeads; they're forsaken, or like they're called something else. They can't show skeletons in China.
Yeah.
So, but they did their own little thing.
Sorry, you can't show what in China?
Skeletons.
Because
like,
why?
Like undead-esque feeling. It's their law. Like, any game can't have. Yeah, it's
That's
weird.
why Wrath of the Lich King didn't get released there until the game was heavily modified.
Yeah.
Hold on. You're telling
Uh-huh.
me you can't have skeletons in China? What do they do for Halloween? Or they don't celebrate it?
They probably don't
Don't
sell it.
celebrate.
Yeah.
What kind of communist bullshit is that?
That's what I'm saying. Is like
All the people
but
you could go ahead and offend.
that
Let's not
gold.
pick China.
No,
They
but
go-
like, for reals?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
Well, if the
And-
people that live in China, if there's any of you that have been to China or you live in China, you already know, you probably are just as angry and outraged as I am because it's communist bullshit.
But that
they
gold
would
pig
be
thing.
incredibly used to it.
That gold pit
That's
thing
true.
was something specifically for China, and you couldn't get it unless you were in Chinese or
Oh.
like in China or on a China server.
Unless you were in Chinese. If you were
And
in
unless you were
Chinese, it
in
was
Chinese,
yours.
I tried to go to a Chinese restaurant for it. It didn't work. But they brought it back in the Recruiter Friend thing. And speaking of that,
How do
Hungary.
you know that?
how do I know about the gold pig thing? I got really bored one day and was scrolling through the pets and was like, how do I get these? Wait, what is this gold pig thing? Why did it have to be in
Are you
China?
gonna tell me something about Hungry? Because you liked a girl
Yeah,
once.
hungry. You can't
I'm
use
sorry, Angie.
recruit a friend.
I just want you to know that I love you and it's nothing personal, but he did
Right.
like a girl from Hungry.
It was one of those like fantasy things. But anyways,
I like how he totally is like, how do I derail this really quickly?
Yeah.
Because my girlfriend's gonna watch this, she's gonna be angry. But I'm just saying.
it's you can't use recruit a friend. And hungry, you can't recruit a friend whatsoever.
Don't you speak Hungry? I
I know like 4
taco,
words.
burrito.
Yeah.
Can I get a sandwich?
I know like 4 words, but you can't use recruit a friend out the window because it's against terms of service in Hungary culture or their government.
You know, it's a sad state of affairs when you have to tell your friend, hey, by the way, if you're trying to have a relationship with somebody in Hungary, it's never going to work because it's Hungary.
I never wanted a relationship with someone in Hungary. I love the accent. I don't know.
It's just you and accents in general, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Richard, you better get your shit together and start learning the British accent because that's just going to make it that much easier for you to have him put a ring on it. Anyway, now that I made Hot's extremely uncomfortable because that's what I do. So the red wooden sled, fun for all. You can also get the snowblower in game. Snowblowing to me is something completely different, so it's kind of weird that it's in game. Whatever, but you can have a snow fight and you can create a snowstorm.
No, sorry, you're gonna have to fill me in. I'm not familiar with that.
It's not happening.
Really?
Yellow
No,
snowball.
legit.
It's on the tooltip for the yellow snowball. It says not for consumption, which makes me laugh. I think you can throw it at people, and then there's probably I haven't seen it yet, but there's probably some type of buff that says you've been hit by a yellow, or that wasn't yellow snow, or I don't know.
It's probably gonna do like the orange paintball that you get, where you throw it and it turns them orange. It might turn them yellow.
Hots, while we're doing this, I'm going to need you to Google the definition for what I was talking about and send it to me. But be careful. You're going to want to really be careful because sometimes some images are going to pop up. So make sure you have antivirus on your phone.
You can do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, no,
So
pass.
there
good.
is a new weapon illusion. It's called Winter's Grasp. It basically gives an ice storm, like a winter's chill effect on your weapon. Pretty legit. There's a new pug disguise. I don't know why everybody's so obsessed with pugs. It's whatever. Mary Munchkin costume is this pug disguise. So new gift, Savage. It's a Savage gift. There's a new consumable, which is the fizzy apple cider. I think that's cool because I do prefer apple cider around the holiday times.
Is it bubbly?
Well,
Yeah.
well, I mean, cider is if it can be, but typically it's not. But I mean, whatever.
Cider doesn't contain vodka, so I'm out.
The miniature winter veil tree, which is an offhand or one-handed dagger.
That's been a thing for a while.
It's now 670 item level. So you thought you knew everything, didn't you? No, you don't. That's why you should
They
read it.
upgraded.
That's important.
I know. I'm just saying, like that tree thing has been. A thing.
You still get your
Glad to
new
think of it,
presents. You get the Crashin' Thrashin' Flamer. I don't know what that is. I'm not really sure what it does.
Flame-throwing tank.
And then you get, but it's supposedly new, 2015, Crashin' Thrashin' Killdozer.
Yeah, because every year they've been bringing out a new one.
Oh, hold on. The Crashin' Thrasher Flame Controller lets you do something, part of the Iron Armada said it lets you do something different. It's different than the Crashin' Thrashin' Flamer. For some whatever reason, because it's what it says here.
Yeah, there's achievements to get all 6 or 8 of them, I think, and
There's
then
a
the
new
reward
pet.
for it is another one.
There's a new pet called the Grumpling. I'm going to read you the tooltip for this Grumpling. Grumplings are created when the tears of a kidnapped child fall upon a mound of new snow. Remember we talked about for Children's Week how I was appalled that Blizzard wants you to take these children into these really terrible conditions, and I feel like we should be coming and taking care of our children, not ripping them through battlegrounds and praying to God they stay alive while we're trying to cap the flag. Now they're talking about
Apparently, we're cutting their toes off.
So what the
That's what happens to all the orphans that didn't get homes during Children's
Blizzard,
Week.
you have a problem with children? Because I'm kind of feeling like you're having a problem with children. Now, it's funny to me because I think it's funny, but we're getting a little out of, please save the children. Like, can we not? kidnap children with volunteers and it hits the mound of snow and grumblings are born.
I just love how there's a movement to save the Murlocs, but no one gives two shits about the kids that are getting their toes chopped
I'm
off and taken
saying,
into
like,
programs.
for Children's Week, you have to eat in front of your children.
You starving little child. Yeah, here you go, buddy. Psych.
Because I have a wicked sense of humor, I appreciate that Blizzard does stuff like that because it's funny to me where some of you are like, wow, that's terrible. It's funny to me because I still have a sense of humor, unlike a lot of the community still. So it's funny to me. Garrison decorations. Here's why I'm excited, because I'm a Christmas person. I'm a festive fucker, right? I like to push all the buttons in the Christmas section of the store. I like these things.
I helped with that.
So we did push all the buttons. So now, like you did for Halloween, you get a ball of tangled lights, imported trees, little helpers, festive outfits, which is code for ugly sweaters. Legit. And an old box of decorations, which is candy canes, mistletoes, and stocking mistletoe to hang up in your garrison. Does anybody want an invite and want to view my garrison? Because I have mistletoe. Not saying I'm easy, but you send me an invite in game and I'll invite you to my garrison.
So many places to go.
Moonguard is going to have a new hangout. I know that much.
I know. There's going to be RP in the Christmas scene with the ugly sweaters and the mistletoe.
I really, 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 really want someone to do a nativity scene.
Bella's saying 11, 17, if you want an invite to my garrison, it's going to go down crooked.
To hook up under the mistletoe.
Yeah, I figure I should probably bleep that out, yeah, because it's probably going to be a bad time.
Well, we need to do a Pwnecast nativity scene out in the stables in Goldshire. Or in, yeah, that'll work.
That's actually genius. I think I'm going to do that for the page. You might be onto something. See what happens when we're down people? We get smarter. I like that idea.
Let's not get too carried away. Just throwing terms around all willy-nilly.
So, now, yeah, so that's pretty much the changes. Make sure you guys go check that out. Get involved in the stuff. Blizzard puts a lot of time and effort into these things, so make sure you guys check it out.
Totally.
So, let's talk about something that makes me want to kill people.
Seatbelts and stack hats, friends. Seatbelts and stack hats.
Was that the last of the news? That's it? Okay. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes. I'm hungry again. Just kidding. Ronda Rousey.
A very different meaning here, right?
Ronda Rousey and Mila Kunis are slated to have NPCs either put in game or they've already done it already. I didn't even bother checking because I give zero fucks. Let me tell you something, Blizzard. You guys are getting a little out of control with this celebrity, these celebrity tributes, and I'm going to tell you why. Here's what I'm going to tell you. So Ronda Rousey is like a level 40 fucking hunter. First of all, that doesn't mean you play WoW. That means you logged in, you did a few things, you jumped around and you did some stuff, and you're cool. Like, you have a level 40-ish hunter. Mila Kunis, yeah, she might have been a gamer back in the day. She's not gaming right now. She never posts a tweet wowing right now. Literally, you don't ever, outside of when they're being interviewed, you don't ever see these celebrities talk about gaming like you did Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel talked about it all the time on his social media when he was active and playing. And I know because I follow Vin Diesel. Anyway, we're not even going to go into that. I just like him because he entertains people.
Minus 10 cool points.
Don't you judge me. No, don't judge me. Ever.
Hey, well, if we're going down that trait, why is Indiana Jones in the game? He doesn't play well. Huh?
I have an explanation, but it's going to open up a can of worms. So, because it's going to make me look really racist.
Wait.
Not racist, but sexist. Not even sexist. Here's the thing. Give me one
Stop
second.
it. You're just being illiterate.
No, I'm not going to try to put holes in any theories or anything like that. Here's the thing. Tributes, yes. So Harrison Jones needed to be in there. You're giving it's the reason, it's the purpose behind why they're giving the NPC in there.
Indiana Jones doesn't play well.
Okay, right, but they're making a funny of it. What is going to be funny about Mila fucking Kunis and Ronda Rousey outside of the fact that Ronda Rousey got knocked the fuck out?
Mila Kunis? Have you seen her little face?
I don't understand. I think we're living in a world where people are now expecting the second a celebrity says World of Warcraft, all of a sudden we're going to see NPCs in there. So I'm a little concerned because Jenna Jameson, if she plays World of Warcraft, is that going to be fucking happening?
I hope so.
She'd get one in Goldshire.
I have a toon named after her.
She would get
I think Blizzard needs to slow the roll on the tributes for players, because I think that's not. We're playing lip service to people because they're like, oh, they're huge, they're avid wowers. Let me tell you what a wower is to me. A wower to me isn't Ronda Rousey, who occasionally might play World of Warcraft. That's not what a wower is to me. That's not a WoW player. A WoW player is somebody who plays pretty much all the time. Maybe not every day, but I mean, we're talking 70% of their time is spent in WoW. Gaming in general. Like somebody who maybe occasionally logs in like once a month when you have some downtime, when you're not in between getting knocked the fuck out after talking a bunch of shit and being completely asinine on camera, or having babies with possibly the hottest man on the planet. Sorry, I have to whisper because I have to in the next room. Literally. So seriously.
You're a shocker.
I know.
Are you talking about Justin Bieber?
I'm thinking of Justin Timberlake.
Didn't she hook up with the Bieber?
No, her and Justin Timberlake had a baby, and he's quite possibly the hottest man on the planet. I mean, I haven't really taken a poll recently, but I'm saying he's quite possibly the. Anyway, so in between their busy lives, why did they warrant a tribute? I'm not being a hater, guys. So some of you are like, wow, she's a bitch. I'm not being a hater. I don't understand why are we paying them tributes with NPCs? If it's going to be funny and it's like Rhonda knocked the fuck out Rousey on her NPC, I'm in. Like, you can.
I think it's not even that. It's like daughter of Susu or some random shit like that.
Do you have what is Master of what?
It's some like fighting
Don't
style.
get me started on that again.
Is it Master of laying on the fucking ground bleeding? Because that's what it should be.
One time.
Here's why,
yeah.
and people are like, why
One
is there
time
so
out of how
dumb
many?
talking shit? But can I tell you why? It's because she literally was like completely asinine to this girl. I know you have to have your sense of hyped up and you guys got to shit talk and you guys got to do all that stuff, but she literally was acting like Floyd Mayweather. Literally, that's what she was acting like. And it gets to the point where it's no longer just like making fun for the camera and to hype things up. It just becomes you have to respect the person that you're opposing, because it's a mutual thing. To me, boxing and MMA in general, or anything in that arena, it's a mutual dance between two people where I know it sounds kind of, you guys are like, wow, that's pretty lame. No, but I feel like it's a mutual respect thing. You're not boxing them or fighting them because you want to rip their face off, but because you want that competitiveness. You know what I mean? Like, he wanted the husband wanted to pay $50 for this movie with the Irish guy, or the fight recently with the Irish guy. 13 seconds. It was a one-hit round. I'm glad I didn't pay $50 for 13 seconds of fighting. Remember when it used to not be that way, when it was like this couple round dance between two people and you got to see some really legit skill instead of guys coming out and boom, it's a knockout. Like, I miss those days, and we told.
But see, maybe that's where the issue is. Maybe the guys at Blizzard who are all like, you know, her ego's taking a bit of a bashing.
So we got to make her happy.
We feel sorry for her, and she used to play well. I know. We'll put her in the game.
I like Mila Kunis.
I don't think it's that at all.
What do you think it is?
Well, I don't think it is
service
either,
to the
but,
fans,
you know.
because they're trying to get press is what my thing would be press.
It would be press, but it's not for people who already play WoW. That, to me, will, like, I give two shits whether it's there or it's not. That's cool. I wish they would have developed, like, you know, been like, oh, we're just going to throw an NPC here and put a little bit more detail into this and get it out a little bit faster, whatever. But if anything, it's going to be going for the people who don't play WoW and are like huge Ronda Rousey fans, or, you know, someone who would never see.
I don't think I want a Ronda Rousey in game next to me.
The Google, or like whenever you go to the Google and you search Ronda Rousey, now you're gonna see it in WoW, and people are gonna be like, oh, well, maybe I'll try this game out.
It brought me to my point.
Yeah.
It's irritating.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Celebrity in-game shit's getting out of control. You know what I do agree with? I do agree with people like Bajira getting an NPC, because these guys put in work. They fucking deserve the tribute.
What about his mate?
I think, you know, she does a lot of work in the community, and a lot of people look up to her, and she's a solid fucking.
Oh, not that one. I think they both should have them.
Or you talk. Well, here's the thing. We promise that when you reach a certain status in the community, that you don't insult other people. And I do think what he's doing with people and the people that are fans of his, that's awesome for them. And he does good things, and that's all fine and dandy and wonderful. Am I in the Twitch chat? No. The only streamers I watch are Bajira, and Venruki. Those are the only two streamers that I watch.
I will
I think
say
you can go
this.
beyond his Twitch stream. You watch Ben Rookie's security cameras.
I do, but I creep. I don't ever talk in his channel because I'm not going to be that person where he sees me at BlizzCon, he sees me on his Twitter, and then all of a sudden I'm in his stream channel all the time. So I don't watch on my own. I watch incognito because I'm not about that stalker life. But no, I do agree with these in-game tributes that are players or people involved in the community. People in the community. That's what I agree with. I don't agree with some random, like, I like Mila Kunis. I love her. I think she's adorable. She's a great actress, and she's amazing. She's got a nice rack. I love all things about Mila Kunis. Do I think she deserves an in-game NPC? What did you do? Were you a top raider? Did you break world records?
I
Were you
would
a
have just
top
liked to
TV
have seen
tier?
her NPC be made to look like Meg from Family Guy.
Okay, that would be hilarious. I wouldn't lie about. If they
Yeah.
did a play on Family Guy, that would be funny to me. Then it'd be funny to me. But I think we're reaching a thing where we're paying more lip service to these people who are going to hype up our stuff instead of just remembering that's the little guy that plays your shit.
Well, see,
They don't play your shit. They're not giving you their $15 a fucking month. Ronda Rousey's not paying her subscription every month. Mila Kunis isn't paying it. We are. We're here in the weeds. I don't want an NPC, but can we stop giving it to celebrities?
bullshit. If they were like, "Hey, Bo, do you want an NPC?"
What
You'd
have
be like,
I done to
"Oh,
deserve
yeah,
an NPC?
but it's
Have
gotta
I
good
broke
things."
records? Have I done something important in the community? Have I what have
Like,
I done?
Bell, defender of affliction locks everywhere.
I feel like the NPC thing, it should be a tribute because you've done something amazing to warrant that tribute. You've something has happened. Or Robin Williams, that was a fantastic tribute because it was a celebration of his life.
He actually played well too, so
Yeah, I don't know. I feel
Well, they've
really
all played well.
yeah.
They've all played well. I mean, he got to level 60. So and that was current. That was current at the time.
Yeah, I was
so
to say,
like
that was
he did
current.
get to
she starts
the top
posting
tier.
shit on her Twitter feed that she's logging into WoW like we do. If she starts doing that, I'll shut the fuck up. I really will. If you show me you're an active WoWer to deserve this NPC, I will shut up. I will send you a written apology on your Twitter, Ronda Rousey. Literally. I'm sorry you lost your fight. Here's the thing. I like Ronda Rousey. I don't dislike her. People are like, oh, you're such a hater. I don't dislike her. Do I think it's funny she was talking shit and got knocked the fuck out? I find it's amazing.
I'm a massive fan of her, and
But
she
she's
lost an incredible amount of respect when she behaved like that.
Yeah, that was really her behavior was what was
Yeah.
was because she's better than that. She's an extremely talented fighter. She's totally better than that. I don't really think she's as pretty as everybody thinks she is. That's a lot of smoke and mirrors, folks. That's a lot of airbrushing, and that is a lot of work to get her to look that way because it's a lot of work.
I would know because I don't look like this pretty, without a lot of hard work, right?
Not a lot of women boxers end up, or women fighters in general, are pretty like that after a lot because you take a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff happens in this general region, and that's either a lot of cosmetic surgery, which you can't really do because it'll just get knocked out the next day. So that's
It's
a lot.
not like models. This isn't the moneymaker. This is the moneymaker.
Yeah, that's smoke and mirrors. That's not natural. She doesn't wake up like that in the morning. That's not how that really happens. And everybody's like, oh, but it looks natural. Well, that's because she's got a really good makeup artist that travels. So, and then once again, not hating, but for those of you that are angry at me right now, you're like, she's amazing. I think this is awesome, especially the females, because we've got those in our listeners who are like me. We're about lifting other women up. I'm not hating on them specifically so much as questioning Blizzard's logic and when we're going to stop catering to the celebrities and when we're going to start giving it to people that matter and giving NPCs for people that are breaking records, people that are doing.
I've got it figured out. We should legitimately give you an NPC. You could be a class trainer and only have one spec available.
We did get corrected, FYI. We did get corrected. They did say, and I don't remember this being said, but Kane, who I'm thinking he's our resident Australian as well, right? Isn't Kane your buddy? Well, he's my buddy now because I stole him. Kane?
Fine.
He is always the guy that always messages the inbox to tell me when I fucked up and said something wrong on the show. He is awesome, by the way, but he did say it's going to be 4 specs for druids. That was stated. I don't remember that at all. So just so we're clear, I wanted to make sure we were clear about last week. I don't know if in the hustle and bustle and what we were doing at BlizzCon, if it just completely got overlooked because it wasn't touched on greatly. I think it was something that was mentioned on the Legion panel. maybe it was the Q&A. I don't even really know when it was mentioned, but they did say 4 specs for druids, so we did get the answer.
Honestly, I don't ever recall hearing
I don't
anything
either.
about it. So
You know
my
why?
apologies.
Because he said it as a joke. He jokingly said, "Oh yeah, while we're at it, we'll let druids 4 spec." But I guess that was a
They have to be careful with their jokes, because they say jokes like that, and the other one of like, we actually managed to announce something before it got data mined. Ha 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 ha.
yeah, no, for sure.
But on the inside, he wants to stab some people.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know if they accidentally had stated it, and now they're kind of locked into that kind of thing. But yeah, so I don't know. Who do you? If you guys were to pick somebody who should get an NPC, who would you guys pick?
I would go Elvine. I'd put him in the auction house. A little gnome in the auction house, definitely. It's only fair. I mean, he's helped so many people make gold by being auction person gnome. I think he should. I'd like to roll in there in Stormwind one day and just see little gnome Elvine sitting up there. He'd be like, "Hey guys, here to help you make money." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man, because I could use some of that. Cheers." What about you, Cody? Hots? A balk.
I don't know.
Do you ever have so much rage in one moment that if you had telekinesis, even for 5 minutes, that you would just make somebody spontaneously fucking combust in front of you? Because that's what's happening right now, folks, because he's baiting me. See, he's baiting me because he wants me to say things about a community member that I don't really want to say, because sometimes it's inappropriate because reasons. Holy shit, I'm just going to zip it. Hots, who would you like to see as an NPC?
I honestly don't know. I think it'd be about time for a raider to get one, to be fair.
I agree. I'd like to see some method guys in there.
Yeah,
I'd like to see
like
some
world first.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like a raid team even. Like
they could be like the traveling. What are those things that are traveling in Miss Pandaria? The gummies
or something like that. Something.
The
Grummies. The grummies. Yeah, they could be like a pack
Please
of
tell
grummies.
me you understand that's a piss take on the gummy bears, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I think
just checking, just putting it out.
I agree. I think
even if it would even if they did it for like a transition scene, like whenever you kill all the trash mobs in front of something, and then something happens and the boss comes in, it'd be hilarious to see the world first team run in there and then just get fucking wiped.
I'm not a raider. I'm not about that life, but I think credit should where credit's due. And even though they're removing world first from that scene, so to speak, because the achievement is not going to stop people from doing world first, so to speak.
Not at all.
But I agree. I think that should be a thing. I think there should be world first people. I think there should be people that are breaking fucking records, people that are really going the distance and are
literally
raiding,
play the game for 12 hours a day for a week straight.
Well, I think that's a little over the top, and I still think
that's not over the top. Whenever I was asking for Midwinter, they were telling me that
even if I won the lottery, I would never play that many hours in a fucking
12 hours a day until the content's done, and then you raid 6 hours a day until it's.
This is why you don't have a social life, Hots, because you have that mentality. This is why you adopt that mentality that it somehow is going to take you to the outer reaches of. I don't even know why you do it. Maybe it's the bitches. I don't really know.
It's not the bitches.
Maybe it's the riches. I don't really know. But I mean, I guess there's.
It's just a mentality,
I guess. Follow my suggestion.
I would like. So I'm supposed to talk about Masturbator, right? Because Masturbator is in there. And although I find that extremely humorous, that's fucking hysterical to me because he is the fishing guy and he is the masturbator, so to speak.
The only reason to clarify that is because it came to our attention when we were talking about this earlier that people didn't actually think he exists in the game.
Oh, no, he does. He's in, you find him in this little shack, right?
Yes.
Standing right outside.
He's a fishing trainer.
I visited Masturbator once or twice in my younger years. God, don't look at me like that, weirdo.
He's the only fishing trainer that little bloke's not allowed to go and see until he's in his teens.
Well, a little bloke, I mean, there's
You're not learning anything from him. Not for another 2 years at very minimum.
Well, he's smarter than you, so he probably already knows.
Yeah.
He probably knows more about making babies than you do because he's smarter than you. He's an adorable little lad. Yeah. I know. So I'm trying to transition out of it so I don't get you in trouble. So I'm just gonna move along. I can't yet, right? No. Okay.
No.
So who would I
Talk
like to
about
see?
masturbating in public. Oh, that's disgusting.
I never
So
said
sorry.
I did. I mean, everybody
Sorry
does.
to all the people that do that in public.
All of you masturbate in public. I mean,
All you people who keep Kleenex and lotion and
can I get an address so that I can do it? You know, and I'm kind of in league with HOTS. I want to see the people making a difference in game. I want to see people that are changing, they're changing the game. You had mentioned, certain people, just because I personally have a disdain for some people doesn't mean that maybe they don't deserve it. I don't really know what they do because I don't watch certain people because they're fucking idiots. So maybe, I mean, I found a way, didn't I, Look? I sure did. So I think what should happen is I think when Blizzard's talking about NPCs that they should really define the reason that they're doing it. If they're doing it as a press move, I respect Blizzard as a business, totally get it. Cool. Do your thing, pay your lip service to people because you want, maybe you think Rhonda's going to promote your shit. She already has. She showed her interface, which she doesn't have any add-ons, folks. Level 40, you don't have any add-ons. I don't trust anybody that doesn't have any add-ons. I'm just saying.
You don't trust FISA?
No, I don't. No. Matter of fact, I don't. If you don't have add-ons, I don't trust you as a person. You have to have a add-on, even if it's Deadly Boss Mod. A add-on.
That don't eat bacon.
I'm just kidding. I'm not
don't
saying.
have add-ons.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't trust you if you don't have an add-on, but I'm saying if you're going and you're saying this, and then now watch, all the people out there are going to comment on this video and be like, I don't have an add-on and I do everything old school. Okay, I'm not insulting you if you do everything old school. Why you want to fucking peel potatoes by hand instead of using a fucking chopper? That's your situation. That's not mine. I enjoy, good analogy, right? I enjoy the finer things in life, such as an add-on.
That's actually pretty accurate.
I mean, people crack me up when they're like, oh, I don't own a stand mixer for my baking. Okay, if you want to sit there and whip 30 fucking whips per minute to make sure that you get stiff peaks on your shit.
As long as you nay afterwards.
I mean, I push the button. It goes round and round. Boom, it stops. I'm done. So I'm being efficient. No, there's no nay-nay. We don't whip and we damn sure don't nay-nay.
It only takes you 30 whips to get a stiff end.
The funny part is
this is what happens when you do a podcast with two really immature boys.
I know. I'm the only one, and I'm really immature myself, so it's really difficult for me to even be.
You're meant to be the adult. Come on, get this shit under control.
I'm not the adult. I literally am not the adult.
You stole that coffee cup.
I did. This coffee cup is stolen. I stole it from my sister.
Yeah.
Makes a change from usually stealing a t-shirt.
I stole this like 7 years ago, literally. So I stole it. It was her hot chocolate cup. I took it, and every time she comes over to my house, I hide it because I know she's looking to steal it back. And it's literally my favorite cup, and everybody's always like, why? Well, because it's stolen. The stolen car always drives better than the car you actually paid for. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying I drive styling a stolen car. I'm just saying.
I definitely drive a lot faster.
Oh my God, I totally see the white.
There's nothing to see here.
You might as well bring her on the show now. We've already seen the rump. I mean, we might as well meet the face.
Is this gonna be...
I'm seeing your butt. You might as well pop up and say go.
This is the wifely. Isn't she adorable, guys? For all of you at home, this is a real treat.
She was trying to stay out of sight so she could
She's
grab
adorable.
the camera.
She's my favorite person in the world. How he got her to marry him.
I'll get back to her.
She's going to go back to her commando roles now.
Seriously, every time I see her, and I got to meet her in person. I was the privilege to be in her company at BlizzCon, and it literally it was one of those moments where you know that you meet people that were meant to be in your life, and it was an instant. Even though we were over the internet, it was an instant connection with her. She is absolutely adorable. She's Team Pwnecast all the way. Like, she's totally our cheerleader. But she is the best wife ever. Tired and exhausted as she was, she hung tough all through the woods. She really did. She probably shouldn't, but we're not going to judge her. Let her, I mean, I don't know what the fuck she's doing, but I love her so much that she could do.
She's trying to find a camera that we've got stashed back here somewhere.
And there she goes again. If you guys
There's never a dull moment in the House of Blood.
That's amazing. That's part of the reason I flip my camera around, because there was always shit going on.
That's how much she doesn't want to interrupt what we're doing here. She's like, I'll just try and ninja crawl across.
She's my favorite. pretty much. So
I'm going to
let's
see
get
how Reggie is right now.
let's get into our week in WoW. Bloke, any stories of LFR or normals or?
Uh, well, I did have that one time in Bandcamp that I went with my chums, the Knights of Dark Age, and had a crack at normal things. Don't even know the name of them. Towards the end there somewhere.
You're really heavy breathing
Uh,
into your mic right now.
I know, I'm really puffed out. I was just so excited by what was going on back here.
I mean, she's
You didn't
funny.
see it like sneaky grabbing my butt, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Oh, that's
30,
adorable.
quick 30
No,
minutes.
I went in and did Archimon normal attempts, and my guild's kind of like they've wound down for Christmas season now. So basically, it was like last night and just messing around, having a bit of fun. If we got it, we got it. We didn't, we didn't. Big deal. We'll come back in January and have another go. Other than that, I've just been spending all my time in Ashran trying to get those Nemesis titles done, of which I might add, Blizzard, if you're listening, please, for the love of Christ and everything bacon, make that shit account wide.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
at the rate it's like I've capped out Honor and Conquest and whatever else, and I'm still in there farming, trying to get panda kills. I spent like 4.5 hours in there and got 2. Like it's gonna take a while, and that's even
Holy
with
shit.
like grouping up with other people doing the same Nemesis quest. And talking to them, and I was talking to one guy the other day who's like, "Yeah, I've been doing this for 3 to 4 hours a night, every night for 2 weeks." And I'm like, "Oh, how many you've got?" And he's like, 98.
They broke
Right.
it when they lost the ability to do the pre-mades for Ashran.
And it's only going to
so-
get worse.
I mean, I
next
know they're
season.
still doing pre-mades for Ashran because they found a way to trick the system and do all this weird stuff where if you're grouped up and all that, but it's not as good as it was. People were getting that shit knocked out because of the pre-made finder for the Nemesis quest.
Well, see, I'm split with a 50-50. Like I'm invested in it now, and I can't. I'm like,
Yeah, you don't want to go away now.
I'm literally halfway through it. So once I finish up pandas, I've got goblins to do, which is going to be equally as horrible. And I purposely left myself a reasonably easy
No,
one.
there's a lot of
of
goblins,
undeads.
bruh. There's a lot of goblins.
Yeah, they're not they're not as prevalent as like Taurens and Blood Elves. Like the Taurens and Blood Elves took me maybe, I don't know, 8 hours total each
Together?
one. But
Each one.
yeah. But like I know full well that pandas and goblins are going to take me a lot longer in comparison. So, but I've got to do it because I've already done 3. I finished the last 3 and I get my Warlord of Draenor title, which is the whole fucking reason I'm doing it. But it might be well into Legion before I finish it at the rate I'm going.
Those titles are going to be almost impossible to get come Legion because no one is going back to Ashran.
Exactly.
So,
So,
Yeah.
and that's
It's like
why I'm
the
spending
old
so much time in there because it's, as always, like I'm over LFR. I've done that. I've maxed out all my Valor and done all the stuff for the upgrades and whatever else. So now for me, it means I can log in and I can mess around doing garrison stuff while I'm waiting for the Ashran queue to pop, and then just go in and do what I do. And it's a good day. Wow. So it's a different week, but it worked.
I want to acknowledge the fact that it's like 2 months later and you still have the broken headset. To all of our listeners and watchers, this guy needs a headset. How about we help him out? Who wants to help Bloke get a better headset because his shit is super glued and fucking duct taped together? So, on our
I
Twitch
like
channel,
to think of it as a MacGyver special.
on our Twitch channel, go to the donate to the Tacos and Cake Fund. Give us a couple buck donation. If a bunch of people do it, we can go and order him some headphones so that this guy doesn't have to have this duct taped Crocodile Dundee rigged bullshit. So, only
You call
you
that a
can
headset?
save a crocodile today. Remember,
You call that a headset?
twitch.tv/Ponecast. Go to the
headset.
bottom where it says donate to the Team Taco and Cake Fund. Give us a couple bucks. If everybody does it, we can get this poor guy a headset because I
Yeah.
feel terrible.
Now, I do just want to go and point out that normally I would have gone out and bought one by now, and there's a very
BlizzCon
good
money
reason.
and holidays and stuff.
Between BlizzCon and Christmas,
Yes.
and then some other stuff. But there were like there's stuff in the works that I can't talk about just yet.
If 30 or 40 or 50 people each donate $1, that's enough to go and do things. So give us a couple bucks. Let us get the guy a freaking headset, man.
It would be most appreciated.
It's embarrassing to be
send you
seen with
all
him with that
pictures of
headset.
bacon. Do you know what's worse is the fact that it's squashing my giant head.
I know, I can see.
But it's
very
completely lopsided as well. Like,
and I love that you're so dedicated to our craft here at Pwnecast that you will totally. If it was me, I would be like, sorry, the show's canceled until I can afford headphones because I can't be seen.
Every Tuesday I finish up with a migraine, but
Aww,
I support the cause.
Help us. Twitch.tv/Pwnecast. I need Hots for Shots to Twitter that out into the Twitter sphere. Make sure you tag Pwnecast and Mr. Giant, and make sure you tag Stone in it in the Twitter sphere because Stone will make sure it gets retweeted. Go to the twitch.tv/Pwnecast, hit the Team Taco and Cake Fund, and donate him a headset. That's the easiest way to do it because it goes right into the Pwnecast PayPal, and we can order him some headphones because he needs them badly. Moving on. Hots, what did you do this week? Because there's no Overwatch, that means you actually had to do stuff.
I know, it was terrible, but I actually got into a guild that is now, as of last night, 10 out of 13 Mythic. I'm trialing. I didn't really get to do a whole lot. I got into some kills that I didn't get to beforehand, and I got to see up to 7 out of 13 Mythic, I think, last night. And then I helped them during their progression. I did probably 20 pulls on Mythic Tyrant, and yeah. But that's going really well. The raid leader really enjoys it, and I like the guild. I'm gonna have to see how things go after my trial because I enjoy the guild. They're a server first guild, so I don't really have any room to complain because I'll be along the best on a server. Even if it's slower than other servers, it's still.
I thought for a second there you said sober first guild. I'm like, sober first guild.
You mean there's no alcohol? I'm done.
It's still, they're really fun. They're really fun to be around. So I'm gonna see how well that goes. And then I got my Shadow Priest on 100. I'm slowly going through and leveling everything that I don't have to 100 yet. And that way, whenever Legion Beta comes around and I figure out what I want to actually play next expansion, I already have it at 100, so I can start gearing it and be like, hey, look, this is what I want to be next expansion, so accept it or I'm going elsewhere. So, yeah.
The guild he's referring to is Masters of the Karate on Argent Dawn. And
Masters of Karate? No, there's no D.
Masters of the Karate is what I call it. It is what it is. Mock. So these guys, it's my buddy Thaddeus. He's the leader of this group. Let me tell you, this guy. Their raids are like so. These guys know what the fuck they're doing. That's how I got my moose mount, and really, I know.
We're going to bring this up
again. I know,
huh?
But they literally, I mean, bar none, these guys from anybody I've ever raided with, like, they're so in sync on heroics. They don't talk. They don't need to talk. They never say a fucking word on heroic ever. Literally. Like, I'm just sitting there like, I don't really know what to do because you guys are super not speaking. So, luckily, I knew the mechanics and followed the mechanics quite well, and so it wasn't much of a carry. It was just a slight DPS carry. It wasn't, I wasn't derping or anything. But, yeah, you're in good hands as far as that guild's concerned.
Yeah,
all of this to Pandaria, they were server first for all that shit as well as challenge modes. They killed it. Absolutely killed it.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm talking with one of the people about. I'm going to be doing resto for challenge mode carries. And,
do.
But I know it'll definitely hold me over until I can get the logs required to try to advance up and get to where I actually want to be.
It was Baloney's birthday. Did you wish him a happy birthday the other day?
I don't think he wants to hear from me from the awkward text messages that I've accidentally sent him.
Probably, but you should still Twitter people and tell them,
I'll twat people.
I Twittered him, happy birthday, you smelly pirate hooker. You're still my favorite lunch meat. And it was pretty hilarious.
I will twatter him.
Hots isn't a people person. He doesn't really know how to, like, network and, like, do anything. Ian Bloke for the networkers. We're the people. We're in the pit. We're fucking Jerry Maguire, me and Bloke. We're like, I'm taking the fish, the whole nine. That's how me and Bloke are.
I would have gone with Captain Twerks a lot. But,
There's
Yeah.
this one picture floating around on the interwebs where me and Christian at the dinner, we're twerking, and I'm still having a conversation. I'm talking while I'm twerking with Christian, and I'm like,
And you're not wearing shoes.
no, I wasn't wearing shoes because the boots, my feet were hurting, and I'm like, at
Because we
this
got
point,
to that point in the night.
yeah, I
When
was
the boots were off, so was morality.
killing me. So me in World of Warcraft this week, I attempted to raid with my guild, whenever we're doing Archmond. So we wipe. The second I leave the instance, they down it. Last night, Sunday night, no different. Second I leave the instance, they down them. So I said, fine, I'm never raiding again. I hate raiding. The only reason I raid is because my guild needs raiders. They need people, and if I'm not on, then all hell breaks loose. So I didn't raid tonight because I'm trying to get my finals done for school, so it's been kind of a rough week. But what I've been doing is I've been doing Battlegrounds, and I'm getting geared for the season for when we can resume. We have RBGs on hold because our RBG leader is decided to have a midlife crisis and move to a whole different place and get a new job and change his whole entire life because of his crisis. So thanks to that, my life has been put on hold as well because my life is RBGs, and that's now I'm being a casual and have to actually go to a fucking battleground, which is disgusting. No offense to those of you in the battleground, it's terrible. But I'm like, what do you mean there's no strategy in this battleground? What do you mean nobody's zerging lumber mill? What do you mean nobody capped stables? What do you mean everybody left blacksmith open? So, yeah.
You know, I still never set foot in an RPG.
Oh.
Ever. Not once.
This expansion
Never.
is the first time that I did.
But then again, this is the first expansion that I've ever tried to actually like fully quest gear and whatever. Like, I nearly went into an arena the other day. And no one else loaded in, so it was like just me versus 2 other people. I'm like, fuck this, I'm out.
I would have just went ham and just been like, I died a valiant death.
I ran out the gates.
Are you going on your Shamalama?
No. I'm stupid, but I ain't that fucking
You're
stupid.
going on your DK, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's dirty.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on the most OP class ever.
Well, no, see, for me, it's not OP, because, let's face it, like, it's
He likes his face and he doesn't like to roll it across the keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, my headset's already broken enough. If I keep rubbing my mouse all over it, like, it's going to just break even more. I'm so glad. Like,
What are we talking about at this point?
DKs.
Look at me play my DK.
If Lycan was here, he would tell you that that's a damn lie. So
I would play my shaman in any sort of PvP if they didn't just have a massive bullseye on them. Like, because everyone knows they're shit and they just don't.
Enhancement's a completely different story now.
Yeah,
Enhancement is a world champion, actually.
That's nice. It's enhancement.
This year.
That's like
that's like telling me to go affliction. Don't try to change him. Let him be whatever the fuck he wants to be. You're not the boss of him.
I'm just saying, you can't.
No, not everybody wants to change at the whim of what the flavor of the week feels. Leave us alone. Hey, what's a honeymoon salad?
What?
What's a honeymoon salad?
What's a honeymoon?
This is a joke I told to my friend Jake from State Farm, and he
really?
literally was like, "That's inappropriate." But what's a honeymoon salad?
What is a honeymoon salad? I'm scared,
Hot?
Mummy.
Let us alone. Get it?
What?
Let us alone. It's a honeymoon salad.
People with a sense of humor crying out, and this is now I know how fucking Yoda Obi-Wan felt when they blew up Alderaan. So many voices crying out in pain right now.
So we're all clear, we're all on the same page. A honeymoon salad is lettuce alone because the lettuce is alone. Now Jake still has not gotten it. He still doesn't get the joke. Now obviously I didn't tell this joke for it to be funny because it's not a funny joke. It's quite stupid. But it seemed like the right time to insert a really.
Let us alone.
So.
Alderaan, people. Alderaan. You've just experienced it firsthand.
So.
Millions of voices crying out in pain at once.
So. Did I forget anything?
Did you forget anything?
Forgot any news? Was there anything you guys I needed to bring up, didn't talk about?
No, not really.
It's getting to be that time where we're fucking exhausted. I have stuff to do. Poor Lycan, he had literally is firmware, and
Well, no, technically he is here. Oh, sorry, hang on. Oh, I broke his leg. This is my. I call him Lycan.
No, that's not very nice.
Well,
If
I
you-
don't.
if
I don't
you
have.
I'd be very upset
don't
that you
have it-
told him that.
I don't have a Death Knight action figure. Like, what am I meant to do? And I have a little no Morlock somewhere that I call
Very
Bell.
upset that you call him that. So I make sure you guys go to PwnCastDailyQuest.com. Make sure you check out the stuff that we're doing over there because we're really doing some amazing things.
Raise ally.
Make sure you guys are on the Facebook page. And remember, if you love us, love our friend Huge Book over here, go to twitch.tv/Pwnecast, go down to the bottom of the channel and go to the Team Taco and Cake Fund. Please donate a couple doll hairs so that we can get this guy a
I
headset.
totally did a Twitter, and it's called hashtag you call that a headset.
That's a good hashtag. Hashtag you call that a headset. So
I will
please,
even name an action figure after you.
yeah, donate, and we'll give you a special, everybody who donates will get a special spotlight on the show. Also, we did get some newcomers this week. If you were new to watching the show or you barely spoke out for the first time, are you insane? Why do you watch us? What the fuck? Seriously.
Hi.
yeah.
Hi, new people and people who haven't said anything.
Yeah, I mean, we're here. I love that you guys are being more vocal, and I appreciate that. Bod, dude, you were on it with the comments. There's like 12 of them in a row. You type like I do, which is one sentence and then enter. One sentence and then enter. That's totally how I do it. That's how I do it.
That's 100% how you do.
Yeah, because, I don't have time for the...
I'm leaving class and Hots, we need you. Da-da-da-da-da. 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 I'm like, oh my god.
I don't like to keep people in suspense. I'm not really about that life, so I want to make sure you know exactly what I need from you. But
Sometimes it gets bad though, because then you'll type paragraph, and then it's just like, where's he going? Oh my god, I'm scared.
If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. We're dangerously close to 1,000 subscribers. All hell's going to break loose when 1,000 subscribers hit. We are going to do something pretty special. Also, if you're listening to this on iTunes, make sure you go to the Facebook page or make sure you pop onto the YouTube channel to give us a comment to let us know that you do listen. We are also now officially on Google Play. So if you have an Android, I'm sorry. But if you do have an Android, you can now listen to us on Google Play as well as Stitcher. We've always been on Stitcher. Yeah, that's embarrassing. I would kill yourself. So, now that I've offended all the Android users, we're going to get on out of here. Thank you so much for letting us entertain you for an hour every week. I apologize about Bloke's heavy breathing. He needs a new headset. You want the heavy breathing to stop? Let us get him...
It's Star Wars weekend, alright? I'm practicing my Darth Vaders. Alright? I take offense.
I'm offended for you. I'm offended.
Deep breathing Darth Vader.
Give the video a like, give the video a comment. We are going to get the hell on out of here because we have shit to do, and we would love to be here all night, but unfortunately, we still have to. You're going to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to get out of here. We're getting out of here. Bye, guys.
We do the Scooby-Doo ending.
That's Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I think it's like the intro.
No, it's the Wayne's World Scooby-Doo.
That's Wayne's World. This is
It's the Lego Scooby-Doo.
Was your normal name? Did you tell her that
She left.
Oh, she...
That's why she had to go to a thing, and that's where she needed
She
to
did
go.
a duck and cover, and then she ran. That's amazing. I love
And
her.
she sent me a message on Facebook. She said, "Papa, I love you."
Aw, she's the best wife ever.
I just sit back there and like, I'm pretty sure you should be crawling around on the ground like that.
Maybe you're shouldn't, or maybe it's gonna help.